Hey, this is Jason, and we're going to talk today about how to use stencils in OmniGraffle. This video is part of a series I'm doing, just covering some of the basics in using this terrific app. It's by OmniGroup. I'm using the latest version. As of the recording of this video, it's OmniGraffle 7. All right, so here we are in OmniGraffle, and we've got a blank canvas, and we don't want to start out by creating our own shapes. We actually want to use what's available to us in these stencils, in the collection of stencils that we have. So how do we do that? All right, so over here in the inspector, you've got an option to click stencils. So I want you to click right over here, show stencils. You probably have discovered that already. And for this example, I want to show you the flowchart, but there's lots of stuff that comes automatically in here. A lot of them real interesting. You can do all kinds of different design work here with stencils, and it saves you from having to create your own. It's great for like student projects. I mean, they have tons and tons of options. And at the end of this video, I'm going to show you another place you can go to download more stencils that are incredibly useful. So stick around for that. We're going to look at the set of stencils that I use the most often, and that is the flowchart stencils. So you choose the set of stencils that you want to look at, of course, clicking there, and they appear down in this window. Now I'm just going to collapse this by clicking this here so we don't see the list anymore. We'll see all of the stencils here on the window. You also can display them in a couple different ways. You can view as a grid like we have it here. You can click here to view as a list with the dimensions, and then you can view it on the canvas. That's not incredibly useful to me, but I usually keep it just like this. There's also some view options here by clicking, and you can change the background. So you can change it to black. Again, I think the default's pretty much the way to go there. So if I just grab one of these and bring it out onto the page, that's the basics, okay? So if I just want to start out, I've got a start stop here. This is the beginning of my workflow. I'm going to drag it in here, okay? Zoom in a bit. But there's something I notice about this. I don't like shadows on my objects. I never have shadows on them. It's just a personal preference. But all of these stencils in this set right here all have shadows. So you can actually change that. So I'm going to delete that. Go up here to the top where it says flowchart in the title, and you see a little settings drop down here. And I'm going to click Edit Stencil. So go into the edit window that pops up, and I'm going to select all of these. And it's just like another OmniGraffle canvas window here. You can make whatever changes you want to make to the formatting, and it affects that entire stencil. So when you change this, that's the whole set changes for that particular one. So for flowchart, all of these will now change because I have them all selected, and that's permanent. So until you change it back again, of course. So it just uses the same inspector windows that you have available to you. So first thing I want to do is take out the shadow. So I'm going to change that to no shadow, and now the shadow is gone, and I am less annoyed. If you like shadows and you want to crank them up, you could do that here. So whatever you like. And then I'm going to change the font. So let's go down here to font. And, you know, I really like, let's go with this one here, Avenir Next. So now I've changed the font, and I'm going to close this window here. Now the stencils do not have a shadow, and they are using the font that I want them to use. So now I can grab it again, drag it into my document, and I'm ready to go. Now I could change the thickness of the line, I could change the colors, any of that formatting I can change in that edit window. So customize it the way you want it to look, and then every time you use it, you don't have to go changing it every time you lay it out on the canvas. So if you were setting up a basic workflow here, you've got start, stop, a process here. Okay, and then we're going to say there's a decision point here. So I've laid out the basic pieces, and then I would go in with my arrow and say, yes, I want to connect these, and so on and so forth. And I would just connect them all the way I want to connect them and lay it out. Change the text by double-clicking and set it up how I need it. So that's the basics on how to use the stencils in OmniGraffle. Really easy, and just be sure to remember that you can edit them to make them look the way you want. And be aware too, you can make a copy of these. Edit a copy of them so you have the original still there. If you're making a lot of changes, I recommend that. If you want more stencils, there's a great resource online called Graffletopia. I signed up for a free account with them because for free you can get one stencil download per month. And I believe, well, it says here $24 a year. I think you just get unlimited downloads at that point. I'm not to a point where I really need that many, but it's nice having that option once a month where I could go in and grab a free stencil out of this collection. And people upload some really good stuff, and so you can share a stencil as well if you've come up with one. So this is a great resource as well. So use this if you're into stencils and they've really helped you a lot. Go in here and find some others that might help you with other projects as you continue to use OmniGraffle. If this video has been helpful to you, click that like button. Also subscribe if you haven't already. I am continuing to build out series, different series like this one, OmniGraffle. I've got a new to Mac series working on. So I hope you'll stick with me by hitting the subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one.